Hey everyone, today we're going to tackle one of the most common and, let's be honest, most confusing verbs in the English language, to get. If you've ever felt a little lost trying to figure out all its meanings, trust me, you are definitely not alone.
So could this be the most versatile verb in all of English? I mean, it's a really strong contender, right? It just pops up in so many different situations. And that's exactly why we need a clear, simple way to think about it.
And just to give you an idea of the challenge, get this. A standard dictionary might list over 50, that's 50, separate uses for the verb get. It's no wonder it can feel so overwhelming.
But here's the really good news. It's so much simpler than it looks. We can cut right through all that confusion by just grouping all those meanings into a handful of simple, core ideas.
This right here is our magic number for today. We're going to break down those 50-plus uses into 6 sections, which really just cover 4 main meanings. Once you see this framework, you'll be able to understand get in pretty much any context. So here's our roadmap. We'll start with why it feels so overwhelming. Then we'll dive right into those 4 core ideas: arrival, receiving, becoming, and action. And then we'll wrap it all up by building your own get toolkit. Let's get started.
First up, the get overwhelm. As we just saw, with over 50 meanings, it is so easy to feel swamped. But our whole goal today is to replace that confusion with a simple, clear structure.
So let's build that structure, starting with our very first core category, get, as arrival. This is one of the most common uses you'll hear, especially when people are talking about travel and just getting from one place to another.
The key idea here is super simple. Get is often just a more casual, everyday replacement for the verb to arrive. Think of it like a handy shorthand for reaching a place. For instance, instead of saying the more formal, I arrived here by train, a native speaker would almost always just say, I got here by train. It's cleaner and it just sounds more natural. You might hear someone ask, how did you get to London? And the answer is, I got here by train. Simple as that.
Okay, next up we have get as receiving. This is another massive category. It covers pretty much any time something comes into your possession. It doesn't matter if you buy it, find it, or someone gives it to you. So here, the core idea is just obtaining something. Get acts as the most common substitute for the word receive. So instead of I received a package, you're almost always going to hear I got a package. This applies to everything from getting an email to getting a coffee. Now for our third category, get as becoming. This one is really cool because it's all about change and transformation. We use get to describe the process of something or someone moving from one state into another. Think about it this way. Get plus an adjective often just means to become that adjective. It describes a process. You get tired, it gets dark, things get better. It's all about that transition, that change. And this is where it all really clicks into place. On the left, you see those formal verbs: arrive, receive, become. And on the right, you see their common, everyday get equivalents: get here, get a package, get tired. This is the big aha moment. Get is like a Swiss Army knife, a single, simple replacement for all these more formal words. All right, let's look at our final core category, get as action. This one is really, really useful because it groups together a few other common action verbs that get can easily stand in for. And here they are. Get can mean to bring, like in, can you get me a glass of water? It can mean to buy, as in, I need to get some milk. And it can even mean to find. For example, I can't get my keys. It just shows you how incredibly handy this one little word is in daily conversations. And just a quick bonus point, you'll also hear get added to have or have to a lot, just for emphasis. Like in I've got an idea or I've got to go. The meaning doesn't really change, it's just a very common conversational habit. And one really important note before we wrap up, we are not covering phrasal verbs today. Words like get up, get over, or get along. There are hundreds of those, and they honestly deserve their very own explainer. So we're keeping our focus on these core meanings for now. Okay, this brings us to our final section, your get toolkit. We're going to summarize everything we just covered into a simple, powerful tool that you can use to feel way more confident with this verb. So here it is. This is your new mental model. The next time you hear or want to use the word get, just run it through this simple checklist. Is it talking about arrival, receiving, becoming, or is it an action, like bring, buy, or find? Thinking in these 4 categories will clear things up in almost any situation you encounter. And that's our explainer. The next time you're listening to English, actively listen for these different uses of get. I promise you'll start noticing them everywhere. This powerful little verb isn't so scary once you have the right toolkit. So the only question left is, how will you go out and use get with confidence today?